When it was raining, I'm very lonely at home during the day, and I miss my husband so much, and I'm just calling and texting him the whole day and telling him, hey, when are you coming home? And then he gets home finally. So when I'm asking him to hold me, he turns around and he puts his hand across and he feels the warm bottle, that warm pad, and he pushes me off, and he started shouting, you want to ban me? You want to ban me? Why do you want to ban me? You want to kill me? Why do you want to kill me? You will not kill me in this house before I kill you. I'm going to kill you. And he started kicking me. Actually, he threw me off the bed. He got out of that bed. He started beating me up. He is kicking and even stepping on me. Remember, I am 3 months pregnant.
Allow me to introduce you to Psychex, a trusted partner in mental well-being, offering tailored services for individuals and corporates alike. Remember, you can support any of these women whose stories we continue to share by sponsoring their therapy sessions at Psychex, a trusted partner in mental well-being, offering tailored services for individuals and corporates alike. Psychex provides a range of therapeutic services from licensed therapists to life coaches, all conveniently accessible through a user-friendly web app, www.psychex.io.
As a little girl, I grew up in a lot of difficulties, hiccups here and there. In regards to my mother's marriage, I used to admire my mother a lot when she was in her marriage, because she was married in church, she was running this family, she was handling the siblings, and she was even having positions in a church. And I used to see myself, one day I would like to be a mother, one day I would like to get married, one day I would like to take care of children, I would like to take care of a husband, I would like to serve somewhere like my mother is serving in a church. Yet, this marriage was so violent, it was so abusive to her, and she still tried so hard to maintain it. I was looking at her as a model, and this is what I was looking forward to. When my time comes, I'm gonna get married. When my time comes, I'm gonna get children. When my time comes, I would like to have a family. And now I am in campus now, and I am at the level where by now I have to choose a life's partner. So it seems like I did not have an ideal thing to learn from. I did not have the actual thing to refer to, because what I used to admire was violent already. It was abusive, it was messy, children are running away, people my mom is going and coming back, there is violence, someone comes home and people are hiding. That is all I got to see when I was a little girl. And then from there now, I am now into my own life. I am stepping into my own field now. I have to make decisions by myself. So what exactly is my reference point? By the time I'm choosing a life partner, do I know what exactly love is? By the time I am choosing a life partner, do I know how I should be taken up by a man? How exactly should I be taken up by a man as a wife? There is a pattern in my life that it's repeating itself. By the time I am getting into my marriage, by the time I am getting my life's partner, it seems like I am going through what my mother went through. It looks like I picked a man that is behaving exactly almost or worse than my father behaved. There is a likelihood that my children are gonna go through the same thing that I and my siblings went through. In my marriage, it's like there is a repetition of all that, or even worse. I got into Catholic University, and now I have all the freedom. At this time, I start noticing there are other girls. We will start exchanging. You know, there are things that you have not seen, like going out. Now I have a chance to go out. And when I start going out with the girls at the campus, I come and realize that there are things I cannot do. For example, I would wonder why, how can a girl have sleep with two men at the same time? You only have one partner and that's it. So for me, I was so engraved into things like faithfulness. I'm coming in with this notion of true love. Genuinity is so much into me that I was not able to do some of the things that these other girls were doing at the campus. So I get a boyfriend. This boyfriend, I meet him at a certain symposium. He is working somewhere, but for me, I am still at school. He is ahead of me. So for him, he just left school, he got a job, and we meet at a symposium, and now I start dating him. This is not my husband. This is just a boyfriend at school. And this is the guy now I was seeing in between my second year and third year. And until a certain point on my fourth year, whereby I'm about to graduate and he was transferred. He used to work with Vivo Energy, the oil company in Mombasa. Then Vivo Energy transfers him to Nigeria. So that is the relationship now I had in campus, around second year and third year. Now, how I met my husband, it was this day in 2011. I am standing, I was about to graduate then. I am done with my classes. I am carrying my laptop. I remember I had a backpack and my laptop. I'm standing at the school gate. I was waiting for a bus. Lunchtime, I'm done with my classes. I want to go to the hostel for lunch. So a car comes by to the school gate. It's going into the school. This car has 4 people inside. These 4 men, there are 2 in front, there are 2 at the back. Then where I'm standing, there is one on the back seat who smiles at me. And he smiles so hard, I respond to the smile. That was now the car passing by. I just smile back and then the car goes in. As a normal girl then, you don't even pay attention to that. You just continue with what you are doing. So I continue waiting for my bus. Surprisingly, that car goes into the school compound. It parks. They come out, whoever came out. The person who was smiling at me on the back seat, he comes back to the gate instead of going in where the other 3 have gone. When he came back to the gate, that is because he has seen me there anyway. He comes back and says, "Hey, I like you. How are you? Hey, what's your name? Please give me your number." You know, by then I'm not talking. I'm like, you know, as a young girl, then you just brush off that now he's trying to ask for my number because he likes me, obviously. But then I brush that off. I don't give him any number. I don't even talk to him. As a girl, by that time, I was like, I'm dismissing. And he keeps on asking for this number and insists. He continues to tell me how he likes me. And please give me the number. Then the bus comes when he's still asking for this number. I get into the bus and there were other people also waiting. They also get in. And he also gets into the bus with me. This man gets into the bus with me. I get into the city hopper. There is a way they used to put 3 seats this side and there were 2 seats this side. So I get 2 people, then 1 seat empty. I sit there. He doesn't get a seat there. He goes at the back. He gets a seat at the back. So we don't talk. at all. The bus goes to my destination, and when I alert the conductor to drop me, he stands up. I want to pay, he pays for 2. He pays for 2. Then I alight and he alights with me. And I'm like, why are you following me around? I don't know you. I'm not giving you any number. Please leave me alone. I used to stay at Karen Hadi. And in Karen, you know, the place is so quiet. There is no traffic. Where if one vehicle passes, another one will come after later. So you are over there. Even people, you don't see people much. So I am alone with a stranger. And I noticed that he's following me. And I remember running down the alley to my hostel where I was going. And when I was looking behind me, I'm still seeing him over there coming down. So for me, I just ran and went into the hostel gate. It was a girls' hostel, so I didn't even mind what would happen out there. I just went into my hostel, took my lunch, took my shower, and I slept. Now, after sleeping, I had to go to the library at 4. I wake up at 4, get my laptop. I come back out of the hostel, get to the bus stop, I go back to school. I don't see him, I don't see anything. I had even forgotten about it actually. So from there, it is from there that I used to go to school. Then I come out of school, lunchtime, I find him at the school gate. I find this man at the school gate. If it's not at the school gate, I come from school, I go to my hostel, I find this man at my hostel gate. He's waiting for me. And this happened on and off for 6 months. I was still with my boyfriend. He was not transferred yet. But in between there, he got transferred. So it goes quiet. I'm not with the person I am used to seeing now. Then he goes, he doesn't call me anymore. I'm trying to keep contact. He's not saying anything. And then I'm just there like 2 weeks, a month. Then I notice this guy who has been following me, asking for my number for 6 months, on the hostel gate, on the school gate, on the school gate, on the hostel gate for 6 months. Wow, he's handsome. Wow, that is when I notice. That is when I notice him. I think because the other one has gone. So, one day I just respond to him and I start talking. And I tell him, it's just the number you want. I give him the number. When I gave him this number, mind you, he didn't call me. He just disappeared. He went quiet. He didn't even call. But later, like a week, he sent me a message on Facebook. So we started chatting on Facebook. There was no ringing, hello, or anything. He just chatted me on Facebook. And then I was like, why was he asking for my number all this long? Then he goes, he does not even call me. And you know, as a girl, that time you are aware, you are not the one who should call. You shouldn't start those kinds of things. It's him. And now he has gotten the number, he's not calling. And when he uses the number, he chats me on Facebook. And that was it. So we chat a week. It didn't take long. One day I was very bored. I remember on a Thursday, it was on a 16th. July, I think July 2011, I'm in a hostel. Now I had graduated already. I have moved out of the girls' hostel where you are not supposed to bring in any other gender. I have gone into another smaller hostel because now I am no longer a student, but I was taking some courses like computer. I am doing tailoring so that I can keep myself busy. By the time I'm getting a job, I have something to do. So I am staying on my own in a smaller bedsitter somewhere. It's also a hostel, but they allow all the genders. You can be with men or women in there. So he asked me, where are you? I told him I'm at my place. I moved. I am somewhere. You are welcome. I told him he's welcome at my place. And it is later on in life that I realized I wasn't supposed to do that. It's not me to say you are welcome, it is him. So for me, it was the other way around. First of all, I am being stalked. He stalked me for 6 months. Someone who comes to a school compound and he has never seen you before, he does not get in a city hopper that he does not know where it's going. If you are not given the number, you say it, you leave it and go on with your business. How idle is this person who gets in a bus with you and he does not even know where that bus is headed? And then these 6 months, what is this man doing at your school gate, at your hostel gate, 6 months later, asking you for the number? He had even known my name, Liz. He had asked from the security guard. It's not me who told him my name. He finds out from a security guard that my name is Liz. That's not how it should be. So I say, I'm at home, you are welcome. And he comes to my house. I remember it was around 3 in the evening, 3 in the afternoon. At 3 he comes, you start cooking some chai to welcome. No, there was no chai for students, it was soda. I get soda here and there, you welcome the guy. Now I'm having a new friend. Now you host him. And then we talk a bit, how are you, where are you from, what. And then the next thing, it's dark, it's falling dark, he doesn't go. It's late, he spends the night at my place. After being stalked for 6 months, I give him my number. In a week, he's in my house now, he's spending the night. I like him already. How do I get to like somebody who... Is it because he followed me for 6 months and I interpreted that for love? I interpreted that for commitment. Is it because of his looks? He is these tall, dark, handsome ones. According to me, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. According to me, he was very handsome. What I am seeing, I like. Is it because of the looks that I let him in just like that? And so he's here, he is spending the night at my house, the first night. At that time we are still young and he has been following me up and down. So, and for me, I think I was even looking for a rebound unconsciously because the other one just went mum. He's not responding to my calls, he's not responding to my messages, nothing. Is it a rebound? And this rebound worked magic because I got into it that night and immediately it's a night full of sex. We are having sex already. I can interpret what that sex was like. To me, it was a bond. To me, it was, I committed because I think I have values. And I think in my life's values, I do not just have sex when it's nothing. You can't have sex with somebody and it's nothing. That's not me. To me, it's something. So when I am busy committing and offering myself like that and thinking it is right, the other person is just doing it and it's nothing to him. So at that moment, I don't see anything at all. I don't see anything alarming, just like I had not seen anything alarming by the time he was getting in the bus, by the time he is staying around for 6 months. I'm not seeing anything alarming. Even this one, there is nothing alarming. I get in there, I have committed to him through sex, and now I have the man, and that's it, and I am good to go. I am in a relationship. I even love him. And on the other side, he professes to me how he likes me, he loves me so much. See how I have been following you for the last 6 months. I was not able to go without knowing I have you. Now I have you here. I love you so much. I want you to be the mother of my kids. He proposed to me that. And I remember telling him, no, we can't have children without a foundation. We need stability. How will we take care of children when we have no... By then, I think he was staying at his parents. And me, you see, I'm just out of school. No job yet. I'm even in some courses. I'm still doing some courses. Somebody's still paying for me. I'm still in someone's hands. So there is no way I can be a mother of your children without a foundation. And I insisted on that one. He really, really wanted me to move in then. He really loved me. He said it was love at first sight. But I pushed him away a bit because I wanted him to go and do something about it. At least I used to see myself a wife, a mother, a family woman. But at least this one, I was sure that I wanted him to do something about it. We don't just move in and start getting kids without a foundation. And so he did that. He even moved out of the parents. He went and got bedsitter somewhere. So when he gets this bedsitter, I start seeing him. He keeps on either my place and his place like that. Then at a certain point, I get a job as a teacher. When I get a job as a teacher, I start teaching at a certain school in Karen. I went on teaching for 2 years and I was still seeing this guy. But on his side, nothing yet. He's just, hustling around, no job yet. So this mother of my kids, it can't work yet until you are, I'm still insisting. And that is how I ended up dating this man for 7 years. I ended up dating. Yes. I ended up dating the father of my children for 7 years. And before those 7 years were over, now we are on and off his place. We are just seeing each other on Fridays, on Saturday. For me, there is no commitment, but I am your girlfriend. You are my boyfriend. And he used to show me a lot of pampering. There is a kind of love, profession of love. He's professing a lot how he loves me, that he has chosen me. He wants me to be the mother of his kids, but still I have not committed yet. There are instances where I used to go to discos with my fellow girls. We go to disco, these outings that you go. But for me, because I was very disciplined, I would go. Then I will make sure that I come back to my place. I come back to my place at 2 a.m. in the night. He is seated at the gate waiting for me. He did not call me. And I am learning now that when you come to somebody's house, you have to call them. If you don't call, you come, just come, yes, you didn't call. But if you don't find them there, go and find out by calling, or you come tomorrow. He sits at my door, 2 a.m. in the night. And I was like, wow, he loves me. See how this guy loves me. You mean I can go out and then he comes and sits there at night? What if I didn't come back? He would just sit there and wait. To me, that was love. He loved me so much. Not once, not twice, not thrice at my door, because I have not committed yet. It's just, I can still go out. We are not yet in a serious relationship, but he is there waiting. And I didn't see that one as well. I thought it was love. So from there, he kept on. In the process, we got in a quarrel, in an argument one time with this man. We were arguing over me moving in. He wants me to move in. We are wasting time. I already love you. Why are you wasting time? And when we were quarreling, I told him, no, hey, look, babe, I cannot move in. In the situation, the way it is, we can't. Just get your things right. Get your foundation right. I am still here. I'm not going anywhere. And then he got pissed off and he was like, you think I'm going to spend the rest of my life following you up around? He started throwing insults at me. Oh, you think you are so special. What do you think you have that is so special? I'm going to spend the rest of my life following you up around. I told him, it's okay. If I don't have anything special, I am good, but I'm not moving in. And then he leaves and tells me it's over. Now that's a breakup. That was like after 2 years seeing each other. He breaks up with me in 2013. When he breaks up with me, I say, it's okay. I also don't want a relationship that does not have a foundation. Then I move on. By the time I'm moving on, in 2013, he goes, I get another job. I get out of school where I was teaching, that is 2 years. I get a job somewhere as a research officer. And this job was very good. Now I got a good salary, like a junior officer, and I was getting 70,000 shillings a month, a salary. So I took that and I started working there. It's called ICR. So when I was in this research firm, it happens that my brother, there is this brother of mine who was left with me in the village when we were little, the one who was left there with me. Unfortunately, my mother's siblings, my siblings, my mother's children, 3 of them are late. They passed on, may they rest in peace. 3 of them died in very controversial circumstances, weird illnesses. You hear that they are drinking a lot of alcohol here, they are doing this, then they just died. 3 sons consecutively, and that was so sad. So during this passing on of these siblings of mine, the first 2, especially the eldest, we you know, when you are a little one, you don't get to get closer because they are older, they are not there. Sometimes you don't even know them. You get to hear, you see them once, then they are disappeared. So I didn't get a very close bond with those ones, the 2. There was a very close bond with the 3rd one, this one that I was left with in the village when my mom left her marriage. And then he falls sick, he gets a heart failure. When my brother falls sick, he gets into Kenyatta Hospital. And that's a hit to me because now you see, I love this. I love him. I love him. I have this bond with him because of that time when he was nurturing me in the village. So I am going to my work. I am nursing my sick brother. This one has broken up with me, which was good because I was not able to handle a relationship at that time now because I have this one down. So I attend to my brother. I get busy with him job. My brother, I used to go to that hospital every day. And even when the hospital, the nurses, the doctors noticed that it is terminal, they just let me. I would even go to that hospital and nurse him at night. So for me, I was just committing to attend to him in his hospital bed. And then this guy who broke up with me 6 months later, he shows up. One day, I had moved out of the smaller house now because I got a good job, a better job. The better job now could afford me a better house, which was 1 bedroom. The guy broke up with me 6 months ago. He comes and traces. We no longer talk. I don't even call because now I was even having a burden of a patient. I have a job that I have to commit to, so I don't have time to even call, or it was a breakup. So one day he traces me around and he finds me. I have come from my job and I am outside the corridor. I am cleaning shoes. And I am cleaning shoes and I'm seeing big shoes. I look up, it's him. How did you even find me? This guy, he's not a good person. He gets in a bus that he doesn't know where it's going. He goes 6 months, hanging around gates. He sits at my door when I am out on discourse. Now I'm looking down, I'm seeing shoes, and 6 months breakup, I'm looking up, it's him. Okay. But then I see him, I'm like, wow, the loneliness, the pain, the heat. I am alone with my brother, no family, I'm just there. I'm the one who's always going there. I'm feeling pity for my brother, he's leaving me. I am like, oh, baby, I have a patient. Where have you been? Oh, where? Where is the patient? We go and see him. I will sleep over. We go and see him tomorrow morning. He sleeps over at my new house because we will go and see the patient tomorrow. And that's how he comes back. He sleeps over so that we can go and see the patient tomorrow morning. So at night we have this makeup. We make up and there's pillow talk. On a pillow talk, during the pillow talk, I hear, I got married and she left me and the mother was so bad. You got married when? We broke up 6 months ago. So it happened that there was a lady called Martha who went and got married to him. So for me, it means she was in the picture, in between there. So it was her, me, or anybody else. It was a triangle like that, because there is no way you'll get married 6 months ago. So how long have you stayed with, when did you marry? How long have you stayed with her? These 6 months you were married to this lady. And then he told me a story, a version of a story, how she got pregnant, and then the pregnancy, she got a miscarriage. And then he was saying things. See, this is what he told me. This lady, you see, she's so dirty. She has been sleeping with men all over. She's a prostitute. This uterus cannot even hold babies. That is what the guy told me about the lady he married when we broke up 6 months ago. And I was like, oh my God, who does that? How can a woman do that with every woman, you see? And then I'm like, wow. You see, when she went to the hospital, there is cleaning that they usually do. After miscarriage, you get to be cleansed. And I think he didn't have the money for hospital bill. And the mom comes. Now he's the one telling me the story. The mom to the girl comes and pays the bill and takes the girl and takes everything in the house with her and her daughter. So he's left with an empty house. And anything he was trying to mattress, what now he was trying to begin life, the life I was pushing him to go and start so that we can get a house. He tells me the house has been swept by the mother of the girl who he married 6 months ago. Okay. So for me, you see, they want rich people. Me, I don't have money. And he says with that kind of aversion, he I end up pitying him. I felt pity for my babe. Who does that to a man like this? And now I pity him. I did not understand. He is tarnishing the other lady. I should have seen that. I didn't know it's a red flag to talk about the other woman like that. I shouldn't even have listened to that. But then I pity him, I welcome him. In the morning we go and see the patient, and that's it, we are back together. So from there now, he notices that I am working somewhere, and I keep on working. He continues with his life. He now goes to pick up the pieces again, because now he has to marry me. It's me that he wants. You are the one I wanted. It's not even those ones. That girl brought herself to me. She came and seduced me. So how does somebody seduce you and you marry them? But for me, I'm not seeing anything yet. I'm just there in that naivety, in that cocoon. I'm not understanding these things. And he says those kinds of things, and then he goes. We continue seeing each other. And I have been now with this company 4 years later. 4 years later, I'm still pushing him. I am working. Sometimes he will be so down on his side. There is no job, there is nothing. There will be no food. I will get into Nakumatt and shop and go and see my babe. Then he will come to my house and crash a whole month. So sometimes the caretaker has locked up the house with a padlock. He comes and stays in my house a month. I'm wondering, why doesn't he go home nowadays? He even came with one cloth, Then I go and realize that the house is locked up because of rent. And because I have money and I love my babe, I go and pay. So I used to do for him these things because, by the way, for me, I thought it was love. I was genuinely taking care of the person I love. And after some time, he gets settled a bit. He gets in a bedsitter somewhere in Ongata Rongai. Then, in this bedsitter, he comes now and tells me, Okay, we get into 2017. When we got into 2017, there was an election that was prolonged. It wasn't ending, and things were so stagnant. There was uncertainty. So I had, when I was working at the research company, I had gotten some money. And you know, when you're organizing yourself financially, you try to expand financial territories. So I had gotten a small shop for kitenge outfits. I used to do tailoring at Bomas of Kenya. So when I was running this, I was going to work and I am having this business, and I also used to stock mutumba, the camera mutumba from Gikomba. I would come and stock, then I would get some money from it. I had a girl employed there to work for me. These kitenges, I used to get them from Uganda so that I can come and tailor. I used to sell to people from out, you know, in Catholic University, there are so foreigners from West Africa, they will buy. The whites in Karen, they will buy. The rich people, they like kitenges. So I used to do that, and I'm still working. So it gets to this point where by now the election brought things at a halt a bit. The November there, around November, I get my job. We stopped working because they were foreigners. That company was a company from Greece. So they stopped it first because they were not sure. They told us to go home and wait. So I'm not working, but I'm still running the small business as we wait for this election. So as I go to my business, my foreigners clients have gone to their places because they are worried. So it also hurts. Now I decide, I'm going to stay with my babe in Rongai for the time being as we wait. So I go and stay with my babe. And I remember wondering, I have been with this man from the time I graduated. It is now 2011, it is now 2017. How many years are those? 7. So he's no longer asking me for that baby. I want you to be the mother to my children. And I notice he's no longer asking me. He's no longer asking me to move in. He's now relaxed. And I was telling my God, my age is now moved to that area whereby it clicks. And he's no longer saying anything. And I was thinking, he is the choice because I have spent my time with him. Why is he not asking? And now I'm even ready to move into this bedsitter, even if it's the money, we will work together. And I remember when I was in the bedsitter, we stayed there for several days in November, and I hear just from nowhere, I hear the baby. Hey, babe, I want you to be the mother of our kids. You see, we are wasting time. I am not able to marry you properly right now. I cannot pay you a dowry because I don't have money. He explains himself to me. If it's money, those things will follow. I want you to move in. I love you. Let's get a child and crown this. I'm telling you, it sounded like a proposal. The baby the clock was ticking for this baby. Now I'm around 28, and now he says it. To me, it's just the money. The money will follow. As he says, it's true, we will work together. So I let myself loose. Wherever I had tightened, I loosed so that I can now get this baby. And I remember we stayed there. Now I'm looking for this baby. At around December, things opened up, and then we went for Christmas. There were court orders that were pronounced, and then everything went back to normal. I remember I left his house on 22nd December to go to the village at my mom's for Christmas. Then he went. I don't even know how when we parted ways, I did not even think of what we were doing there. By this time, we had these elections. So that now when I am at home, Christmas is over, New Year, Happy New Year, I come back, I have a business to run. I have a job to go back to. I start running around now. I want to stock my shop in a hurry in January. And then I start feeling, I am feeling hot. I am feeling very weird. You know, those things that women will feel when they get pregnant. But I don't know I'm pregnant. I just dismissed it. I stopped my shop. I went back to my job. Then all of a sudden, a day, tomorrow, after tomorrow, I'm not feeling well. It is so hot for no reason. I am so tired for no good reason. I go to a doctor. And I remember it was in January 15th. And the doctor tells me, it's positive. I am pregnant. So, remember when we parted ways in 22nd, this was a very weird relationship. I had not called him. I had not texted him. He had not called me. He had not texted me. I think, for me, I was waiting for him. I am a kind of a woman that waits for I give him the chance. Why should I call him? He should call me first. You know, I was there, and then I dialed the phone now. When I dialed, he picked that phone and he responded like, yeah, I know, we are pregnant. So he has been quiet all this while, and what we did in his house, I think it's like he knew, he felt it. So by the time I'm dialing, he responds that phone call by, yeah, I did it. Okay. And then now he sees me, and now we start. Remember, I'm still at my place at Hadi. This Hadi, I am paying my house at 25,000 shillings rent. 25,000, you know, in those areas to get a house, they are not common, and when you find, they are very expensive. So at least 25,000 for one bedroom, that is what I had. And then I had a shop that I was paying 12,000 shillings, just a shop, a shopping center, small area for the business. And I was paying that rent. This business was paying a girl to run it, and then it was paying itself for that rent. And then I had a job that was paying my house and all these other things. By the time I was there, I used to see my mom every month with the shopping, and I would give her some money, like 5,000 for support every month. Then now I am pregnant. I have gotten this morning sickness. He comes and tells me, babe, at my house, I remember, you know, I love you so much. Now you are going to be the mother of my kids. This man says, you don't have to go to Upper Hill. You are tiring our baby for nothing. I am the man of the house. I love you. I will take care of you and our baby. Quit that job. You will be surprised. I went to my company and resigned. He said he loves me. So he is the man of the house. He will take care of me and the baby. I went to the company, resigned, and then the boss, my boss, she's a lady, and she was there like, what? Why would you resign from a job because you're pregnant? You will take a maternity leave. My boss was insisting. She does not want to sign that thing because you will take a maternity leave. And I'm, no, I'll be okay. Please, somebody slap me. And I signed. To me now, by my babe, the father of my baby, the man of the house, the man who loves me so much. That is what I am focusing on. I don't mind the money. I don't mind, you know. And I came home after resigning. And he was there, yay! The house was full of babes, sweetheart. They were all over now because I'm not going to work. And I am pregnant with his baby. I am the most valuable thing at that moment. I am very special at that moment. And then he says, the next thing, please, you know now, I am taking my wife and my baby to my house. And you know, his culture dictates no wife goes to a husband's house with her household. You don't take stuff to your husband's house. Guess what I did? You'll be surprised that I did cheap sales. Cheap sales. You want a TV? You want a fridge? You want the ones that do not get customer. In fact, I remember there was a friend with me. She gets to own a carpet. Those ones are not getting a buyer. She carries a table. She carries a seat that nobody has bought because I'm getting married. He loves me. He's the father of my child. He loves me so much. He's the man of the house. I've gotten a husband and he has decided to take me in as a wife. That is how I get into his house with my clothes, with a pregnancy and a babe, a jobless babe. And I go into a bedsitter worth 7,000 shillings a month. I get out of a one-bedroom house worth 25,000. But I still have my small business at Bomas. I'm still doing my kitenges. There is a lady there who is still running it. It used to get me some good money. So I go into the bedsitter. In this bedsitter, I find a mattress. I find a cooking pot, one. You see the bachelor's life. I start buying a cooking pot. I cook skuma, you wash, you cook tea. And then I have 2 today. Tomorrow, I had some savings, by the way. When I left the company, they gave me 150,000. Just a token, because that is not benefits, because you just cut it off yourself. You don't even deserve it anyway, but she dismissed me with 150K. Then I had some savings in my bank. I used to save something, so I have some little money in the bank. I have this I had. Then I have the shop. I used to save some little money from the shop. And for me, I you know, when he was getting me out of this place, I was thinking he has done some magic. I was imagining maybe he has upgraded. I didn't even question. You know, you should question and go first. You first go and see, so that you can argue, like, why should I sell a seat, a sofa, when there is none in the house? Why should I sell a bed when there is no bed in the house? And I'm telling you, that is how I went to sleep on the floor with my pregnancy. So these savings that I'm having, I start buying a cooking pot, I start buying a bed, I start buying a blanket, I start buying a curtain. I left mine. I gave out. In fact, there is a lady who was close to me, my closest friend, then she benefited from those things like curtains, things like bed sheets. She's the one who was picking them to her place. And when now I am there, I feel like I can tell her to bring them back, but I can't. This is what this man did to me. A TV, cheap sales TV that cost you 32,000, you are selling it at 15. But it's okay. I love him. Love. So I don't know what is love to me. So I get into the bedsitter. I set myself in. I set myself in how now I'll be comfortable with my pregnancy, and I continue going to my business at Bomas. I resigned from Upper Hill. I am still going to Bomas. He comes one day and tells me, babe, hi, you know, I love you so much. By the way, you see this lady at this shop, why are you paying this lady 12,000 shillings every month? And you know how to tailor. You can do tailoring yourself. Elizabeth, go and fire your girl. I went and fired the lady, because it's true. I am at home. I know how to tailor. Why am I paying 12K on top of something I can do? Unfortunately, what she was doing is not what you think. She was running that shop under my care. I am behind the walls. She's on the desk. And that shop was functional. She has gone. I am pregnant. I have morning sickness. I have customers that I have never seen who have been conversant with her. They are coming. They want their orders done. I cannot sit on that machine. I want to go out and puke first. And she's gone. And I've been told to fire her because I am wasting this money. The money that this shop was giving me is no longer half the amount. And that's it. Actually, I can't even run it. I am trying to get out of bed in the morning. I can't. I am sick. I am pregnant. I am having morning sickness. And some of these things vary from woman to woman. Mine was kind of bad. When I'm sick, I'm sick. So it's closed when I am sick. And he's very happy. He would even go and sell the second-hand ones. And I used to do the ones from Gekomba also. Khaki for men, khaki and some shirts. The camera ones, I'll sell a shirt like 1,000 bob, one shirt, and I'll not see the money. When I'm home, he would be at the shop. He doesn't do the tailoring, but he can do these second-hand ones. He can sell those, but I won't see the money. So it starts to pile debt. It's owing. It's not paying itself. Remember, there was an election that was halting it. It has a debt. It was not paid for several months. Now you are trying to catch up so that you can clear, and then the debt goes from 72,000, it goes to 90. The Indian guy brings a lawyer because you are inconveniencing him. You speak with this lawyer and you're supposed to pay him the fee. I am charged another 20,000 for the lawyer. And it goes from, I don't know, running to draining me when I am pregnant. These savings that I am holding in my account, I knew his situation. What if this baby comes and he's not ready yet? I am not going to use this money. So I go and tell him, please, baby, you pay for me 20, I pay 40 this month. We reduce, then next month I see what I can do. He say, don't worry, I will pay. Babe, I will pay. And then he doesn't do anything. Actually, I think I was not in my right senses. Who am I asking to pay for me half? And then he says, I will pay. Babe, don't worry. And he goes there and runs it. He's even sitting in there. He's the seller for the second-hand ones. And I'll not see anything. The money you sold, the clothes are gone, but there's no money. Now, that was me in 2018, January, when I got pregnant for him. Things just started disappearing. Anything that was on my hand started dropping. Now, when he has taken me to his bedsitter as a wife, he calls my mother on phone. He dials. This man dialed my mom. I think some people are just evil. Some people are just bad people. He's just a bad guy. He's just an evil man. How do you dial someone's mother on phone and tell her that you have married her daughter? They had never met. They never met, but he dials the phone. And he had the courage. He dialed that phone. But for me, I was happy. Wow, he has announced it. He has reported. At least for me, it was okay. He said it. At least he told mom. I did not see the anything wrong with the dialing. How do you dial? Actually, he dialed my mother and told her, I have married your daughter. And now I was okay. I'm married. And I stayed. So now I am a wife of so-and-so. And now I am the mother of the kids of so-and-so. Just like he was saying 7 months ago when he met me on the road. He wants to make me the mother of his kids. And this is it. And now I start struggling in the bedsitter. I decide this shop is taking up my savings. I might not catch up. It might, because when I'm coming in here, nothing is coming in. I'm just paying and paying. This little money, when it gets finished and I'm getting a baby, what will I do? I call the owner of the shop. He brings a padlock. He padlocks the shop to regain his own, to repay himself. He takes the shop with my machines. He takes the stock, and it's gone like that. Now I am going to the bedsitter, home to the bedsitter with my pregnancy and my babe who loves me so much. No job yet. 3 months later, that's how I got married. When I moved into this bedsitter, I have resigned from my job. I have fired the girl who was working for me running my shop at Bomas. I have sold my household. I have moved in there with a suitcase and I am pregnant, and this man does not have a job. I think I was played a big time. This was the best version of lies, the best version of conmanship. I have experienced marital conmanship because I did not realize how he would make me give up all these things and crown himself the king. He used the phrase, "I am the man of the house." He used phrases like, "I love you." He called me babe so many times, sweetheart so many times. He disguised in love when he knew it was false. It was deceit. Because now when I am in there, I am relying on him. I have nothing in my name. I am pregnant and I have nothing to myself. He tricked me into relying on him fully without anywhere else to look to. And I fell for that trap. Because what unfolds after is now the depths. I am now from the shallow end. Now he has a very good chance to take me into the depths, to the actual depths. Only by good luck, I escaped. And that's why today it is good to look back and recap what exactly went wrong, or what exactly went amiss, what exactly did I miss, so that I got into such trickery, so that I end up committing myself and a baby. You know, I'm bringing another life into the hands of such a cruel, deceitful man. He kept on proclaiming his love for me. He kept on professing his loyalty to me. And it was all good for a month. Then there is this day, if I may recap where the violence now started. I had not seen violence before, or maybe it was there in the scenes, but it escaped me. But this one now is where I noticed the first sign of violence. And it wasn't a sign, actually, it was actual violence. It happened to me 3 months later, when I was 3 months pregnant now. With a 3 months pregnancy, I am living with him in this bedsitter. And, you know, I have been tending to him as my husband. And when I am walking in there, you know, I had this notion of, you know, the Proverbs that one woman, the all-faithful one, the all-hard-working, the committed one, the loving one. And I am getting in there, I am set like that. I am set like that. I am pouring my soul and my everything to this man because I adore family. I adore having children. I adore having a marriage. I respect those situations. And I am now set like that. I am coming in here serving him. This man would get to the door. He would come from work. He actually started now, because he has me in there. I'm pregnant. I don't have a job now. I'm not going anywhere. No business. He started working. He started fending for this family. He started doing something. Now he would go and come back in the evening. I am waiting for him at the door. You know the way you will get his coat and welcome him with a kiss, and you even remove his shoes. That was me. I have a husband that I love. And I would cook for him. I clean up the whole place. The whole day I am busy setting things for him. And when he comes, it was that, I was handling him that way. Because for me, it was my way of showing him the acts of service are also communication of love. If he is saying it, then for me, I am doing it. And I would serve this man with a lot of love. And even there are times when he will come home very tired from work because he was doing, he started doing servicing, gym servicing equipment. And sometimes he would get orders and he will take, long hours or even go away for days. When he's coming back home very tired, he can't even move. I go and get this warm water into the bedroom, into the bed, it's a bedsitter. So the bedsitter, the bedroom is there, the kitchen is there. I get the water, I put it there with a towel. I start cleaning him up to down. He doesn't have to go to the bathroom. He's tired and he's my husband. And I would clean him with this warm water. And because for me, it's because I want to show him the love. After all, he's been out there for me and the baby. I am in here for him too. And it was like that for a while. Until one day, it was raining so heavy during the day, non-stop. And when it's raining, I think it was the rains of March or something. When it was raining, I'm very lonely at home during the day. And I miss my husband so much. Remember, I am very pregnant. That time you even miss someone for no reason. There should be a reason for missing someone, I think. So I am missing him so much. And I'm just calling and texting him the whole day and telling him, hey, when are you coming home? And then he gets home finally. And it's so wet, it's so cold. Actually, I'm feeling chilly and I miss him. Then I had prepared his things the way I usually do. I welcome him, I give him his food, he gets his shower, he gets in bed. When he gets to bed, I clean up as usual. As I clean, I'm rushing so that I can join him in bed. This is someone I have been missing the whole day. So I get into bed and I realize that there is this bed, the 6, what do we call it? The 5x6 bed, it's a bit big. So I am used to cuddling. I am used to this holding together when you're sleeping. For me, there has not been distances. And then I noticed he is over there. And when I get closer, he was pushing me off. When he pushed me off, I noticed for several days he's been doing that. I felt like, what has changed? All of a sudden, several days I'm noticing that anytime now he wants to sleep, there is this distance. And that night I asked him, hey babe, I am so chilly, why don't you cuddle with me? I need to feel warm as we sleep. By then I had, there is a certain bottle that we use as women for period cramps. When we have cramps, we use a hot water pad, we put water, then we hold. So I went and picked that bottle because I was feeling chilly. I put hot water in that bottle and then I held it so that it can warm me up. So I got in bed with it. So when I'm asking him to hold me, he turns around and he puts his hand across and he feels the warm bottle, that warm pad. And he pushes me off. And he started shouting, you want to burn me? You want to burn me? Why do you want to burn me? You want to kill me? Why do you want to kill me? You will not kill me in this house before I kill you. I'm going to kill you. And that situation moved from what it was, just like that. He just snapped and started talking about death, how he's going to kill me before I kill him. And I remember I was explaining to him that bottle, this bottle is for, he's already shouting and he's so worked up and I'm like, no, this is for water, to warm water. No, he doesn't want to hear it. And he started kicking me. Actually, he threw me off the bed. He got out of that bed. He started beating me up. He is kicking and even stepping on me. Remember, I am 3 months pregnant.